Hello everyone. As Builderius, we created a document you can upload to your favorite AI, and it is going to turn your AI into a Builderius specialist. It's going to know very well your GraphQL syntax. It's going to also be a good tutor, and it's going to help you learn and progress more quickly. It's also going to help you resolve your issues or questions you may have about GraphQL in Builderius. We have created this article, which we will link in the bottom of this video, which you can read and go through that way, or follow together with this video. So to get started, let's first set up our AI and begin. But before we start, please like and subscribe if you like this kind of content so that you get notified about future videos. So we will be using Claude AI because that's preferred tool we use, but you can use this with other AI tools as well. So beginning of the article, you will see a couple of links, and I want to show you first this one. It's going to open this human readable version of the document you're going to be giving to AI. It's not required to read, maybe not even recommended, but if you want to explore it, here it is for you. It also has a table of contents. You can skip to specific sections you might want to look up, or some terminology that is used in GraphQL and so on. So it might be useful, but it's not required at all. Second file is actually the crucial one. So once you click it, it's going to open this pure text file. It's not meant for humans to read. This is precisely for AI. I will now use it by selecting all and copying all, and then closing. You can also download it and upload. That's also a possibility, but I'm going to do it this way. So I'm in Claude AI. It has a feature called projects, which enables you to group chats within a project and upload some assets to the project, which will be shared between all the chats. So you don't have to repeat it from chat to chat. If you don't have this feature, you can also just upload everything I'm doing within the actual chat. It's going to work just the same. The only difference is you're going to have to repeat it for every chat when you begin. So I'm making my project. This name has no importance. I just took it from the post. And then I'm going to go to files. And since I just have it in my clipboard, I'm not going to upload, but choose add. I'm going to name it Builderius schema, because that's sometimes when we ask, we refer to it as schema. So I'm just going to call it that, so it's easy to explain where to look if that's needed. Shouldn't be though. And then first prompt in this article is very important. It basically sets up GraphQL not only as a Builderius GraphQL specialist, but also a teacher. So it's going to explain stuff to you. The point here is, and our approach with AI in Builderius will be educational. It's not going to be used just to do stuff for you, but also teach you so that you can do it yourself better and faster. So I'm going to go back, and in the instructions, in other AI tools, this would be just the first prompt. Here, there's an instruction. So we save it as an instruction so that it knows we want it to be the teacher always. Our setup is done. Now we can move on to actually interacting with the AI and seeing how it looks to have a kind of an interactive documentation for the builder instead of just an old school one, which is also necessary, but this is an additional benefit. So I'm going to ask AI to give me an introduction into dynamic data in Builderius, to tell me about the basic terminology and concepts so I can orient myself better within the new tool. So I'm going to move back to Claude, paste this, and click. Okay, it seems to be wrapping up. So let's see what it gave us. It gave us a section called Core Concepts. It tells us the difference between custom data that's built in or the one that we make. It tells us how we work. So it tells us you make a query, you get the response in the form of JSON, you use dynamic tags within the builder elements. And then it tells us this in detail. So it tells us to create a variable like this. And then it tells us to test it. and then it tells us how to use it. So let's see, for instance, how we can get some posts. So I will say I need 9 most recent posts. I will paste this here, and I'm just going to press. Okay. I know that I also want to show tags assigned to posts, so I'm going to add this. Okay, it gave me also categories, not perfect, but it's fine. I'm going to copy that and go to Builderius for the first time. If I've read now each part of the explanation, the AI have said I should go to dynamic data first and create my variable. Variable you can think of as a file where your query is stored, so that you can reuse it in different places on your website. So I'm going to call this one blog, and inside of these, where my cursor is, I'm just going to paste what the AI gave me, and I will check whether it works. Remember, it also told me to check. And I'm getting data, so that looks like it's working. I have a prepared loop structure here, so it's a collection with a template, and inside there's an item with some placeholder data, which I'm going to turn into dynamic data. So first step, it also AI also told me this, I need to pull some dynamic data into my collection. So here, I'm going to look for blog, because that's the name I gave it. So this is blog. And it now repeated these posts several times. So now I want to just use those fields it gave me. And if we go back to Claude, I'm just going to show you this. So this is where it defined what to get, and then this is where I defined the fields I want to show in each, right? Remember, categories we don't need, but it kind of assumed we will. Okay, so now we want to go to title first, and go here and choose, just type title, and we'll see that within loop we have post title. So now we have dynamic titles appearing. Then we have excerpt. I'm going to remove this too. And as you may think, just type beginning of the word excerpt, and that should appear as well. And that instead of this static date, I'm going to look for date. And finally, I want my tags to come here. So I'm just going to say tag. And it seems tags do not appear. And the reason for this is the following. Let's explore what's happening within our dynamic data. We can see that all of the fields that we use so far, post title, post excerpt, are strings, right? But our categories and tags, they are not. They are arrays as well, like a subarray within the big array of the posts. So to do that, we need to make like a subquery within our query to reach these. So it's not going to be hard. So within tags, I'm going to add a template element. This is the same element that we're using for the post, all of the post items. We're going to add like another one. So here in the elements, I'm going to search for a template. And inside the template, I'm going to add a div because I need it. And go back to template. I want to now pull this sub array or sub loop. And here in data source, it will tell me select nested loop. So I will just come here, and I see now that I have two. I have tags and categories. So I'm going to choose tags. And now inside my div, I should have name. And finally, I have my tags. So this was the first attempt of using AI to help us navigate within the new concepts that GraphQL may present. So now let's move this a little bit further. Let's see what else the article tells us we can do. So for instance, it tells you this. It's not only about just getting answers quickly, it's also about learning how to communicate with the AI better, which it can also help you with. And here we are asking it to tell us how to better structure our prompts so that we get better results. So let's see what it tells us. We see here, it tells us to define the post type. It tells us where the fields are coming from. Are they standard or coming from some third party? If we need to do any kind of filtering, so for instance, just show the ones that have certain category, and where to display it. This is important because we have different queries you can use on the archive in relation to some other places. So this may be important. And finally, whether we need or don't need the pagination. So we will not keep reading. You can do that on your own. But let's use this good example. Let's copy it. Let's paste it here. And let's modify the parts to match our needs. In order for you to understand what I'm doing, I'm going to show you some of the things I have on this site. So I have a custom post type called movies. And if we open one, we can see that we have all kinds of things here. We have a featured image that's going to be new. We have only ACF fields. There is no native ones. And we have a custom taxonomy, right? I'm gonna add drama here because I forgot last time. Okay, so now we have custom taxonomy, custom fields, featured image, all of that, okay? So what we want to give these instructions to the AI. I will remove how many, will not make a limit. I'll not call it like this, but movie, custom post type. I'm just gonna say for page. Here you could also say for the archive, and then it would provide you with a different kind of query. But we are on the normal page. We will search from here. Then we don't have price or anything like that. I'm just going to say including title, ACF, and then I'm going to list them. I'm going to say something like featured image medium size, and then ACF description, year, directors, countries, language, duration, and taxonomy, terms, genre. Okay, I will skip the pagination. So I listed what and where I want to query, or from where I want to query, and what fields I want it to show, including the custom taxonomy. Let's see how it does. So it gave us the code, and then it warns us. What I assumed, since you didn't specify quantity, I said all. Interesting. It also assumed the ordering, filtering, and so on. So it also tells us here, this is what you could also specify, and you would get exactly what you need. And go back to our builder and create a new variable. This one is going to be called movies. And I'm going to just paste inside and check what I'm getting. Okay, looks pretty good. So we are getting our titles, featured images, description, directors, year, countries, language, and so on. So let's I'm just going to delete this because we're going to learn something new in this one. I'm going to go back to my loop. And here, instead of this one, I'm going to look for movies. And I see the title works immediately. That's the same field, but nothing else works. But that's fine. We're going to fix that. So we don't need the excerpt. Here we want to call it the description. And so instead of this one, I'm just going to add description. And I see now that I'm getting some HTML. And this is because by default, every field is escaped. But since description was coming from the rich editor, it also has some HTML. So to remove that, I'm just going to wrap this dynamic tag into 3 braces. So, or curly braces. You could also ask AI this and it would tell you to do it. Okay, so I don't want date. I want directors. Or maybe let's start with simple ones. Year. Instead of this one, I will. Okay, so I'm getting my year. So let's do language. Change to let's try to just type it. Okay, 86 of what? So I'll just add some static text at the end so that we have minutes. And now we have some interesting things to learn. So add another div, and this one I'm going to call directors. And directors are, if you look at here, you'll see that directors are also within the array, because apparently there can be more than one director. And this is because we're using a repeater here, right? So last time, in the last example, we used a template to make a nested query, but in this one, let's use the AI to transform arrays into a string with comma separation. Okay, so let's switch to Claude and tell it this. Directors, countries, I think that's it. Directors, countries, and terms, sorry, and genres. And genres are arrays. Please transform them to comma separated string. Inner fields are called director, country, and name respectively. Okay, let's see what we get. Okay, so what AI has done, it's using expression results. These are Builderius expression language, an extension to the GraphQL that helps us transform the data results. So we will copy the entire snippet, remove everything but these 2 main curly braces and paste the new version. I'll get my data now and check what I'm getting. So I see now that directors is a string, countries is a string, and genres as well. So this seems to have solved what I need. So in directors, I should be able to just type dir. And here I'm going to type it. I'm getting my countries as well. And I have that as well. Last thing that we need to add is the featured image. So I will add this to the top feature item. And in the URL field, I will look for featured image, file URL. And here it is. That is all for this video. You can do much more. You can ask AI to explain the fundamental concepts in detail, explain some specific parts that you may not understand what they are and how to use them, or specific things about integrations such as ACF or Metabox. We hope this AI integration that we have started will be very useful for your learning and for building sites with Builderius. See you in the next video, and if you like this video, please like and subscribe and get notified about future videos to come. Goodbye.